You're listening to Ignite Your Success, a podcast that inspires fitness professionals to build a strong business that enables them to serve more people and engineer the lifestyle they desire. It's Brad Shepherd here, and together with Jason Ubanowicz, we're best known for running Trainer HQ, a community of passionate and profit-hungry fitness business owners that make a massive difference in others' lives every day. Each episode will unpack for you exactly what's working and deliver best practice strategies so you can confidently grow your business and make a huge impact. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Trainer HQ podcast. And I'm joined by my business partner, Mr. Jason Ubanowicz. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. I was going to say, where are they now? It's our podcast. That's right.
And mate, we've got a special guest in town. You want to intro him?
Please don't. What's his name again? Ben. Hang on. I've lost my notes. The legendary Ben Dulhunty.
Woo!
Give it
Crowd
up.
goes wild.
Yes.
Welcome to Brisbane, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
I love being up here.
Good to have you up. You just fly up for this and you fuck back off again.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Guest appearance.
Private jet, or what do you just? What's the go these days?
I can't afford that yet.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
okay. Well,
Business
He
class, though.
tried to put it on the Trainer HQ credit card, the
Okay.
motherfucker.
It bounced.
well, we got this big flashing red alert come up in the laptop going.
Shut that down.
Checks in the mail.
Unbelievable.
These kids wouldn't know what a check is, would they?
No.
Oh,
No.
like check your phone, you mean? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. We're going to get on this fucking podcast
Yeah.
or what?
Hey, guys, we're going to talk about client retention.
Oh, yeah, fucking that's exciting, isn't it? Crickets. Okay.
Yeah, the crickets.
Fucking no one's ever done one on that. Client retention. Woo!
Where's the cricket button?
Okay, what's that? No views? Yeah.
What's a sexier way we could talk about that?
Well, let's look at it, right? So,
Yeah.
client retention, pretty straightforward, isn't it? Keep your clients as long as you can. Don't do a shit job.
End of podcast.
They got the giggles, boys. They got the giggles.
People talk about client retention, and we have people come to us, and there's one or two things I hear people say that we work with. One is, oh no, if I get a client, they stay with me for quite a while. Like I go, what's that? And they go, oh, years. You know, like if I've been going 6 years. Or the opposite is like I can't seem to hang on to a client. Clients leave, can't get past 6 months, and it's a constant stress and battle to replace them. So I find there's one of the two. So when we're talking about client retention, I think a lot of times what doesn't get covered is to go, well, in the first instance, are you attracting your ideal client in the first place? So I think that's a good place for us to start, because if you're not maintaining or keeping clients, it could mean a couple of things: that you're doing a really bad job and you do have your ideal clients, or you're maybe not attracting the ideal clients in the first place because your marketing or your messaging or what you're attracting and putting out there, it doesn't match up with the client you want. Because I guarantee you this, when you say to anyone that's in business, who describe your ideal client, and they'll describe them, I go, how many of those people do you currently have? And I go, probably 30% of them match that. Well, who are the other ones? Oh, well, they're just ones I've taken on. And what's the issue with those? Well, they struggle to pay, poor payers, they cancel, they don't show up. You know, there's always an excuse why they can't make payments. They go, well, you haven't got your ideal client. So we've got to assess, is it the fact that you just haven't got that part sorted, or is that business doing a really bad job of running their business?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it all starts with with your marketing. Like, who are you looking for? And attracting those people, through your language, even we were talking about before, putting it out there in that first part before they even have the meeting with you. What are you willing to pay? What's your budget? How many times are you willing to train a week? So you're qualifying them.
Yeah,
they're not qualifying you. They're not coming in to train with you. You're qualifying them. To be the ideal client.
And Benny, your studio, you're about to tick over to 20 years, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, next month.
Boom. Big achievement there. That's huge, man.
Thanks, mate.
And so over the years, because you've had some pretty amazing client retention. What's the stats on that?
So over the 20 years, I did it a couple of months ago, we're at 91.8%.
That's huge.
Client retention.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, which is unheard of. When we looked at this, and this goes in all our marketing, by the way, this is important, to let people know that this...
Broadcast it.
Yeah, it's all part of it. And, these people, so when they come in to see us and when they sign up, they know they're going to stick straight away. So we're already attracting those people who we want to attract because of that, just purely.
And tell us a bit about the acquisition process as they come through. So let's say with the messaging, you're welcoming in the right people. What process do they go through? You mentioned in terms of the screening form. What things happen at that point in time?
Yeah, so we have, and I do this. I've always done this with myself. I never put pressure on a sale, and a sale is just a conversation. To come to a solution for the person on the other end. And I've always said that with my staff. So if we get an inquiry, someone comes in and asks or wants to know about us. Generally these days, by the way, they don't inquire. They know what we do because our marketing's that good. And they know what they want. Okay, so but if they don't, we have a qualifying questionnaire that they have to fill out. We don't even have a meeting with them until they fill out that questionnaire, which has some triggers for us, so we know that they're the right fit. Then, if we go to that next step and we do book an appointment with them, we will actually we'll buy them a coffee and we'll sit outside and just have a general conversation. It won't be anything more than that. It won't be a pressure sales situation. It'll be a conversation with the intent, and we'll tell them this, and you guys are great at this too, is we're going to try and work out a way to come to a solution for you at the end of this conversation. And that's it. After that, of course, then they come on board most of the time. And if they don't, by the way, I always said to myself that I would not pressure myself to bring on people that I didn't want. So I would send them elsewhere. I would actually recommend, if they didn't fit our parameters, I would send them up the road to the 24-hour gym, or I would send them to the some other boot camp or something like that, because that was what they were telling me in that conversation. That's what they wanted.
And you mentioned also the questionnaire, which is something we highly encourage, and all of our systems, we have it in there for our clients to access. So you set up your pre-screening form, but you also have it in there to ask some key questions. And one of the key questions is, do you have a budget to invest in your health and well-being per week? And what is that budget? Then we pre-qualify them from X to X, from X to X, and so forth. So if for example, I chat to some people, I go, what is for want of a better word, the cheapest thing you do? And someone says, oh, well, someone can do a half-hour session with me for $70. I go, all right, cool. So we definitely can't have anything cheaper than $70 because it's not going to make sense, right? So we go, all right, the budget ranges from 70 to 140, or 70 to 110, or whatever it is. And then it goes from 110 to 180, and so we've got these different levels. So very quickly we can figure out where these people sit. And that part's really important. And you were chatting just recently about Vic and her experience with the type of people that normally come in.
And I mean, look, firstly, you got to do a good job, right? You still have to deliver your service at the highest level. But the conversation with Vic was, we do a lot of sales training together, and Vic's that person who's really dedicated, always improving and doing better. And typically the people that she's asking for my advice with are the ones that probably aren't always a good fit for a business. So we often talk about that. And there was, one example of this particular lady that didn't commit on the day, and knew she needed it, saw the value in it, liked it. And that's the thing, right? There's people that they know you have offer good service. They can see the value in it, but they may just not be able to pay, or willing to pay, or find a way to pay. And I said to, it was this particular person was, look, I've got my loan coming up to refinance, so it'll all hang in the balance of what that is. So I said to Vic, okay, well, now it's up to, the powers to be that's going to fit in the budget. We did some training around asking, well, next time in that situation, you'd ask, okay, well, what does that mean? If it goes up another $200 a week, is that it? Is this no longer an option for you, or can you find a way to make it happen, etc.? And then I said to Vic, does this lady fit your ideal client? She goes, not really. And I go, why not? She goes, well, all of our clients are 6-figure plus earning people. They're in high profile roles and money's not an issue, they're not talking about their loans and interest rates going up. And I go, well, you could spend a lot of time trying to help someone who's probably not going to fit your model because they're a top-end service.
Yeah.
And top-end service trying to fit to someone who's not, it's just hard work. And I said, you're going to spend time and waste time on someone who's probably never going to be a client. Or even if because she's great at sales, even if you're going to get her in, chances are that person's going to exit.
Yeah.
You're going to have money problems. They're going to be talking about, I can't afford it, want to put it on hold and put it on pause. And I go, so, out of that conversation, she goes, yeah, so part of the screening, it's not just because someone's not in a six-figure role, doesn't mean they're not going to prepare to invest because people can if they really want change. But ideally, she didn't really fit into, her ideal client.
Yeah. So powerful. And so we started with the word client retention, and what it's really boils back to is it's client attraction.
Yeah.
It's making sure that, and then once we attract the right person, we pre-screen them effectively.
Yeah.
So we have a process to do that. We pre-qualify them. We get very clear on what they're after, and then going, am I a great fit for this person? Not only just can I deliver the goals, because once again, you might have somebody that really wants what you do, but they just don't have the budget, right? So they could be your best client in the world, but they still don't match up to the budget, right? So there's all that part, and this part's all got to be in harmony. Yeah. Because once we get that part right, then the client retention really does take care of itself, Yeah,
it's a problem with not being clear on that. And again, there's a reason there's Kmart, and there's a reason why there's David Jones. Some people shop at Kmart because it's the best place for them to shop. It's the best value.
Yeah.
It's affordable. It's economical.
Yeah.
Other people are never going to step foot in Kmart. They want the quality. They want the brands. They want the luxury.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kmart aren't trying to compete with David Jones.
Yeah.
And David Jones certainly aren't trying to be like Kmart and offer cheap stuff, So,
and we also got to think about reasons why people purchase too, because for some people they purchase. We think it's everyone just wants the end result, like it's you want to get in shape, lose 5 kilos, all that sort of stuff. But people purchase for all sorts of different reasons. Some people do it purely for accountability. Others do it because they know that all right, well, if I'm going to do this exercise thing. 3 times a week, I'm going to do it like first class. I'm going to have a professional help me through. Others do it for status, to go, all right,
I've got a trainer.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you go, well, fuck this. I'm not going to go to this gym thing on my own, right? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to have a trainer. Others do it for purely for results, So the list goes on and on.
And others do it. Our clientele, they do it to balance out their lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's all right. Well, I've got to train. Otherwise, I'm going to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because I've got this fast lifestyle.
Yep. And if I'm drinking a bottle of wine a night, then it's all balance. It's checks and balances, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating again because client retention is such a surface level thing, right? But what we've got in today is a deeper about where it actually starts and how it can help client retention by having the right clients in the first place.
Yeah.
Do an incredible job though, like deliver on your promise and do a great service. So that part definitely is going to help. But if you've got the wrong client, and even if you're doing an amazing service, we see it with us.
Yeah.
The reality is that if that client does not fit your ideal client, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. If there's like zero in the bank, they're done.
Or not ready for change.
And then you spend more time dealing with these people that probably weren't right to start in the first place.
Yep.
And we've sharpened up ours over the years where I say we have less where at the beginning we saw the good in everybody.
Yeah.
So that's great, but doesn't mean they were the right client for us.
Yeah.
And ideally, I've said it before, going, the best thing we could do for some of those people, because we wanted to give everyone a shot, is you go away and prove that you're up to the standard of what we need you to be, because you're not at the moment. Then that would have empowered them to go and do something or not.
Yeah.
So it definitely helps.
Yeah, and we've had this even now, right? We have someone who come into an initial blueprint consultation, and we'll sit down, and within 5 to 10 minutes, we'll
Yeah.
figure out this person is not a candidate for business coaching right now.
Not ready.
So I'll go, hey, here's my suggestion to you. Here's our Pathway to Profits online program, 30 for 30. Get in there,
Do that.
rip into this, prove to us that you're ready for this. Like, earn your spot on this program.
Yeah.
Go out there, and to get a return on investment, and for someone, the affordability can be very easy for some people to get to, right? But you just got to make a few moves to get there, right? And show us, like, earn your spot.
Yeah, exactly. And back to what I was saying, you know, we're interviewing that client. They're not interviewing us to come and you know, be part of our community. We've got a great community. We don't need any tire kickers coming in or you know, a fox in the hen house. You know, we want a really nice tight group of people.
Yeah, it's great. And again, back to your culture. So let's talk about your team members, because you've had team members for years.
Yeah.
3 of them for 18 years, right?
Yeah, correct.
Which is a phenomenal outcome. So explain the relationship that exists between great team members and great clients.
Well, they go hand in hand, don't they? I mean, look, you know, when a client feels comfortable with that team member, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And if you look after those team members, they'll in turn look after the clients. So your effort doesn't have to be as strong with the clients, because your staff are doing that, you know, through you though. So it's just filters down in that process. So yeah, they go hand in hand. And look, if you know, we've got clients who have been with us for 20 years coming up next month. We've probably got about, I think, 6 or 7. I've got to double check the list. But they've been around for 20 years. They're not going anywhere. And we've had staff members come and go though, as well, of course.
Yeah.
But at the very core, they know what they're getting every time. It's like, you know, all the McDonald's, KFC. It's the same thing. I don't want to liken it to fast food things, but you know what I mean. It's that, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
It's a system.
Yeah.
And that's what that's famous for. McDonald's is a system, you know. So
and they trust me and my studio manager and my business business partner. They trust us to hire great staff. So they know that if for whatever reason a staff member does leave, they're not going to go with that staff member. They know that we're going to hire a gun trainer as well to replace that person.
Find the right fit for them.
Exactly. And look after them.
Yeah.
We always do. Yeah.
Yeah. We spoke earlier before we started recording this about testimonials too. So making sure that if you're trying to attract the right type of people, then you want to make sure your testimonials match up to that, right? So there was a period in time for us at Peak Physique where it probably happened just out of circumstance, but we really leveraged off it. We had a lot of property developers come on board, and so what we did was we gained the testimonials from these people, and we actually had them, you know, state, I'm such and such, my name, I run XYZ company. In my day-to-day basis, my responsibilities are this, and this, so therefore my job, what does it entail? Well, I'm constantly in and out of meetings, constantly on these work-related boozy lunches, and so what I need is this type of help and support, you know. So consequently, what happened as a result of that, others see that and they go, fuck, if they're doing
that's me,
that's me exactly. I want to be part of that.
I mean, and you were known for a premier service in Brisbane.
Yeah, that's right.
Time. So I think, you know, mostly you go, well, I know it's not going to be the cheapest around, but it's going to be the most elite. And, you know, people like to say, I'm training at Peak Physique, or I'm training with Brad or one of his trainers.
Yeah.
And that's important, though, like you said, with the testimonials, because then it does send out the message that, you know, this is the type of clientele that you train. People might even logically match up and go, okay, well, they probably work with a top end type of clientele. And I think people need to know and that's got to be okay. So again, you know, if you've got a more affordable model and that's what you do, and that's by design or good. If you go, no, I want to be the small but take it all, then develop that where you're the premium service. So you don't need to be having 300, 400 clients. You go, but I'm 50, but they all pay a top price, and that's the premium, and we match everything up with that.
Yeah.
I think it's important for people watching to know that.
Yeah.
That's where I see businesses get it wrong. They're trying to be something to everybody, and it's very hard to cater for that.
Yeah.
You know, through marketing, through sales, through retention, the whole bit. How do you actually fulfill that?
Yeah.
But if you go, I've got different people, but they're all very similar in terms of their demographic and their view of the world, then it's easy to keep them. One-on-one services, small, semi-private, small group versus, say, like a gym or facility. Well, we know that for the most part, a lot of those guys, they're signing up 100 to lose 102.
Yeah.
So, but I don't feel like there's any excuse for a smaller personal business in the fitness industry to experience it. If you're signing up 10 people a month and losing 12, you're doing something fucking dramatically wrong.
Yeah.
You know, you are fucking it up big time.
Yeah.
But if you've got a gym, I get it that people aren't using it. There's no accountability. You know, there's no extra support. You know, I'm paying $20 a week. I haven't been there for 6 months.
Yeah.
Partners on my ass going, you're not even using it, cancel it.
Yeah.
That I can understand, but not with what we're talking about here.
Exactly. There's a fellow, you guys know Sean. He's just
Sean Ahern. Yep.
No.
Oh, Sean Maftonian.
Maftonian.
Yeah. He's just opening up his studio.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. What he's done is excellent. You know, he's really figured out his ideal client. He's named his business Prestige.
Yeah, I saw it.
Personalized training.
Yeah.
He has got exactly what you're just talking about.
Yeah.
You two are both talking about the testimonials, you know, CEOs, all these people he's trying to attract. And just last week, he just signed a client paying $400 a week to him. And that's the sort of like $1,600 a month.
Yeah.
That's his client that he wants to attract.
Yeah.
Because of all the right things he's done.
And how many of them do you need? Well, you know, because you were charging $400.
That's right.
per session.
Yeah.
But that wasn't, you know, you were building the business, but they're out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, and it all comes back to positioning, messaging, branding. It's all that part, right?
Yeah.
So back to client retention. I mean, we can talk about ways to keep your clients happy,
birthday cards, and Christmas
merchandise, all that sort of stuff,
and do all that stuff. Anyway.
Absolutely, there's a whole strategy behind that, but it goes deeper than that, right? There's way deeper what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to how you connect with your clients. You know, it really is, because we're in a personal service. It's personal training, personal fitness. We're in this service industry, and we get to know our clients. We're like counselors, you know. So we get to know their lives, what they're doing, and we can get really involved in that, which gives us a better chance of retaining those clients, of course.
Yeah.
So that's where it's all at, in my opinion.
And when asking for referrals, the classic line of going, "Hey, I'm looking for somebody just like you."
Yep.
Just like you, you know. So it goes, and these people know them. They're out there, right? And you go, the person who's got thinks like you is that's a person I want to attract, you know.
Yeah. Typically, you're associating with people, you know, same kind of demographic, income, you know, lifestyle.
Yeah.
Although I do hang out with junkies on the weekend, just for shits and giggles. But no offense to the junkies listening.
No, I mean they use PT all the time, don't they? Yeah.
They're on their phone listening to Spotify. I like that Trainer HQ guy. He's always slagging off the junkies. I've got the time. I'm just listening to these podcasts. So why not?
But it is fascinating, because back to the concept, right? You might go, hey, I really want to make a difference in the world. I want to target, say, the long-term unemployed who are, you know, who lack motivation, they're overweight, they're out of shape, and I think I could do a really good job to get those people going. And that's noble. That's good on you. But the question is were those people, you know, A, do they have any interest in doing it at all? Not sure. B, do they have any funds to do it? You know, C, is there any enthusiasm? You know, you got to have yeses, not no's, right? So before I go out there and try to attract the right type of person, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I did when I started my studio. I had an opportunity, not going to go into the story, but the opportunity came up where I could say, oh, geez, that's a
we said 30 minutes for this podcast.
I can do it. No.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Sam, thank you. Great story.
So I set up in an affluent area, knowing that that's the client I want to attract. Okay, and then that's where my services and programs came from after that. But I knew that my ideal client right from the start, and I got the location for longevity, I called it. That's my location for longevity, and that's where I'm going to set up. You know, put down roots, and we're away. And
so you were it was there or Blacktown? You were thinking?
And I did the business plan on both, and it was
you didn't want
obvious choice,
but you wanted to travel. You know.
You go, with all due respect to the people in Blacktown, especially the people that are born there. you go, I'm going to need 500 clients out there at the rates I charge. So
and a bulletproof vest.
Yeah. But hold on, the median price of a house in Blacktown in this day and age is about $1 million,
That's
isn't
gone
it?
up. Yeah. It's on the rise.
Jesus
One of the
Christ.
fastest growing suburbs.
Do they have to all the shit go further out then? Is that no offense?
Yes. I love coming up here to Brizzy. You pay me out about Sydney.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. The best bit is we keep it all above board, especially in the live podcasts. So how do we wrap this up, guys?
I think I just did. Well, I think again. I mean, did you finish your story?
Yes, Jason.
You picked a really good area in Sydney.
It's done.
With all your wanker mates.
Wind it up.
Now I'm going to have a go at all your friends. Look, I think the key parts to wrap it up is that, again, if you're looking at your business model and client retention's an issue, we'd go back to what we started with, going, well, who are you attracting? Does your brand speak to that demographic? Again, if you're not sure, then you got to work on that. I'd go through my clientele and go, well, out of the clientele we've got, who actually is
who really
fits that? How do we then multiply those people? How do we get more of those by our messaging, our marketing, our advertising? I'm assuming that most people, you're in this industry, if you're not caring about your clients and doing a good job there, you should fuck off anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so that part I'm sure you got well. I just think you're not taking on the right clients. Obviously, always look at improving what you do as a customer service and journey. That's important. We've got ours in place, touch base calls, birthdays, all that stuff.
Yep.
You got to show you, but
client anniversaries.
What Ben was saying, but care. You know, it's beyond that. You're really listening and understanding what the kids are doing, what's going on in their personal life. But I think to wrap it, that's really the key thing to start is going again. What's my model? Do I even know? Like you knew, who am I trying to attract? Like when we started Train HQ, we don't want to be the Kmart version of it. We don't want thousands of people, in a group webinar. We want to work with a selected few, up to 200.
Yep.
A premium price to get a premium service, expertise, advice.
One-on-one coaching.
One-on-one with that where, 30 years experience, all our guys are high level. So you pay a premium for that,
not jumping on a Zoom call with 20 other people, and
or watching videos and all that, which we provide anyway. But match up your service to what you're really looking for. So I just think that a lot of people aren't clear in their business from the get go what they're trying to achieve with it. So that's my bit.
Geez, that went for longer than my story. Hey.
You want to come back?
And we're done.
He'll be done once this video stops.
Benny D, always great to have you up in Bris Vegas, mate.
Wish I could say the same.
Thanks, mate. Thank you, Bradley.
Thanks for joining us, our man. Trainer HQ, master coach, 10 years now. Pretty exciting. You got some big milestones this year. 20 years running your PT studio.
I thought we were going to wrap this up.
10 years.
No, keep going.
Trainer HQ Master Coach, 2-time Master Coach of the Year winner. So, mate, all-round legend. So, mate, want to thank you for your input.
No, thank you.
More importantly, we're off to the football tonight. So, off to the rugby league at Suncorp Stadium.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's going to be epic.
You and a few other characters. So, we're going to up for a good night. So, mate, looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, we're great to celebrate with you guys.
Yeah, and on that note, we'll wrap it up. Thanks for joining us, gang.
Thanks for joining us, brother.
Trainer HQ podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks, boys.